Hello everyone, this is Gaz from the Nabcast here, and I'm here with Ben Greatorex from Popcorn Raptors, Popcorn the Comic. Sorry, and we're down here at the Free Comic Book Day in the Aylesbury Town Centre celebrating the move for Dead Universe, and I'm here with one of the creators of local comics, which is away. So what is Popcorn the Comic?
Well, it's basically, I decided to go for a cinema setting and I wanted to make it surreal. I don't think there's another surreal cinema webcomic out there. So you've got guys working in a cinema, and you never really pay attention to what goes on at the cinema. You'll go there and you may vaguely remember the people that serve you, but you don't know what happened behind the scenes. And this is an imagination of the surrealness that could be happening without you really noticing. The amount of stuff that could be going on and you've got no idea what's happening.
Fair enough. So the first one that we printed here is Raiders of the Lost Property.
Raiders of the Lost Property, yeah.
So how is this working out? So they've been sent off there to clean it up?
Basically, I started off with a 4-page intro comic to sort of test out the idea. And in that, they may have done some things which they probably shouldn't have done, and ended up being punished to clean out the lost property. Not that much of a chore, you think, until you realise that it actually consists of a room with a hole to a big lost chasm underneath, full of lost property, and then mutated clothing monsters. That's where it gets tricky. And that was basically where I did that, I let it flow. And you got the references in there because sometimes you can't avoid Raiders of the Lost Ark references. You can't avoid that sometimes.
Yeah.
I actually have got, much to my shame, I have got the big rolling ball, and I believe on the website that comic was entitled "Tell Me You Really Didn't See This Coming."
I probably would have actually known the reference. So, you've got the first book out there. What was the how did people grasp it when they started reading it? Do you think they really enjoyed it? Feedback.
The people that have read it have enjoyed it. They found it funny, and Ian found confidence enough in it for him to want me to be here today to do this.
Yeah.
The problem is that I don't know how many people have read it. I don't have people coming back to me and tell me what they think. And that's what I want. Have a look. Let me know what you think.
There'll be a link in the description.
This is what I'm doing. I'm doing this to make a webcomic, and I want to make it a good webcomic. So I need everyone's feedback. So if you guys can go on it, leave a comment, send me an email. Either way, I'm not feeling. I've got that information on the site on the About Us page. Let me know what you think. That's the important thing in here. A webcomic is more than just a guide making something that is funny. It's about a group of people that appreciate the material and like it. It's the fan base, and that's what webcomics are for.
So will you be selling the paper copies in Dead Universe?
There are, yeah. The paper copies have actually been on sale on Dead Universe for a while.
Okay, yeah.
Ever since Ian sort of had a look at it, liked it, they've been on sale there. This is their first outing ever in a convention setting, so I am amazingly happy to say.
I think the rest of us are actually just come down here and just want to look at some comics. So
it's nice and start going on the nails.
Yeah, surprisingly.
So yeah, it will be on sale. It will continue to be on sale. I am actually redoing the first book at the moment. I've gone back and I am doing it again from scratch. So those first 4 pages. When you go back and have a look at it, those first 4 pages are going to be great. Stick with them because they are on paint. I didn't have Photoshop at the time, much to my problems. I didn't. I do have now, and I'm going back and redoing the whole comic, getting up to a nice, good, shiny standard, and I'll put out a nice. I think I'm going to call it the HD edition. I think.
I guess because a lot of people have paint book standard that probably call soccer, but. If you ever come down to Dead Universe Comics, or go on popcornthecomic.com for Raiders of the Lost Property, which is the first one, and you've got the next one coming out now. Popcorn Raptors.
Popcorn Raptors is the current storyline. Once that's wrapped up in probably, that'll probably wrap up sort of end of this year, and then I'm going to put out a nice big thick Popcorn Raptors book. Because when I did Raiders Property, that was the tester, that was us first doing it. It's not the best, it's not the longest storyline, but Popcorn Raptors will be a nice, big, thick book. And that'll be, I'm looking forward to that one so much.
So, are you allowed to reveal anything about Popcorn Raptors at the moment? Or do we have to wait and see?
Right, if you're a fan of Jurassic Park, I hope you'll love it and not look at me and go, oh, you've ruined the best parts of the book. There will be lost tribes. There will be blood, and I don't think all the newbies will survive. But what do you expect from red shirts?
So, explain with the red shirts. So, we've got blue shirts are the people who
Blue
are
shirts
permanent.
are people that are permanent. They've been there a while. If you're new, you're handed a red shirt, and they don't particularly expect you to last for long.
That's pleasant.
Well, it's survival of the fittest there.
Fair enough.
Cinemas have a high turnover rate.
Raptors.
Cinemas do have a high turnover rate. This could be why.
Yeah. So, thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Oh, really bad. So if you're ever down in Aylesbury, and check out Dead Universe, which has been opened up where the old camera shop was. You can also look on popcornthecomic.com, look out for Baker's Lost Property and Popcorn Raptors.
Can I just do one more thing out there, sorry? My artist, Mr. William Axtell, if you like our artwork, never mind what you think of the story, if you like the artwork regardless, check out all his work. It's on sale in Dead Universe as well. New book, really good.
We will see if we can try and get an interview with him and
I'm sure I'm happy to do it.
yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
This has been the Nabcast signing off.